Ah, yes, the wonderful world of all the many different book series out there. From book series for kids to the ones for the more mature audience. Depending on your taste in fictional literature, finding the right book series to read in your free time is, for me, not just relaxing, but it's also a very entertaining mode of recreation. And I believe a lot of people will agree with me on that. In my opinion, reading novels in general can really exercise your imagination, as depending if a book you read has many pictures, or at least a few, or maybe none at all, imagining the events being described in the book in your head feels immersive in a way. I don't know, I've never really thought about it that deeply, as it's basically muscle memory for my brain to start playing a scene in my head based on what I'm reading. Now, I've personally gotten hooked into a handful of these book series back then, like Jeff Kinney's Diary of a Wimpy Kid, which I still do reread the first 11 books because I can, and also because my sister owns the first 11 books of the series. There's also this other book series that I got just as invested on called The 39 Clues, written by various authors, most notably Rick Riordan, to which I became a lot more invested in it by the end of each book as I progressed through the series. I do want to thank my cousin for recommending me the first book, and then I ended up binge reading all of the first 11 books from the original series throughout the span of like 5 or so months, whenever I'd visit my auntie's house from time to time since my cousin had her book series collection there. But if there's one book series that I would be confident to say got me immediately hooked just after peeking into one single page of it, it would be the Geronimo Stilton book series. And as of writing the script for this, I had ordered a Thea Stilton book online and still awaiting its arrival. Geronimo Stilton is a book series I've never seen until a week ago from writing the script, and safe to say I really missed out. There's also a bunch of other versions of the same book series where Geronimo's a space mouse, a mouse in the medieval times, caveman, or mouse, sorry. And there's also a Kingdom of Fantasy lineup books and a small handful special edition books from the original series. There's also books coming from Geronimo's sister, Thea Stilton, where she goes on her own adventures with her own friends, along with a handful of her own special edition books, which we'll get to in further detail later. Now, I must explain the reason as to what got me so invested in this book series so quickly in the first place before moving on to the history of the series itself. When I peeked into a random page in a Space Mice book titled We'll Bite Your Tail Geronimo at the bookstore, my brain immediately got overwhelmed by the many different fonts on many random words, but I didn't think it was random that time. Since I very well knew this was mostly a kind of novel for the younger demographic, I came to realize that the words with the different fonts tend to be on things that were significant in the story itself. I can't really describe it in the most concrete way, but that's just my way of saying that my brain became overstimulated with the many wacky fonts used on certain words in that one page. And I knew I was gonna be in for a very wild ride when I decided to start researching more about the series after I bought the same book and finished it in just 40 minutes or so. And with that, let's get into the history of Geronimo Stilton, the author behind it, as well as talking about the other versions of the same book series, but also Thea Stilton. And as a little disclaimer, I haven't really read every book in the series, and I definitely will get more of these books as time goes on, but for now, my initial opinion in this video is not going to be the most solid yet. It will change whenever I get a new book beyond the time of finishing the script. I'm merely making this just because I wanted to share how much I enjoyed reading the book I mentioned earlier. And if that book got me hooked in the series as a whole, I am confident to say that the other books might impress me as well once I get my hands on them. Geronimo Stilton is a book series penned by the Italian author Elisabetta Gdami. The books are written under the pen name of the title character Geronimo Stilton. The stories are told in the character's point of view, and follows him going on many wacky adventures with his family. Some, he would admit in the first few pages, were all fictional, found that out in that Space Mice book I mentioned earlier, while a lot of the regular books were more down-to-earth kind of stories. According to a page about Dami in Wikipedia, in 1990, she started writing stories about the titular mouse character going on crazy adventures while she was volunteering at a children's hospital and taking care of the sick kids. And here's a quote from Dami herself regarding that time. So, quote, "For a while, I worked as a volunteer in a hospital, and it was there, almost by chance, that I invented Geronimo Stilton. It was a time when Patch Adams taught the world that children need to laugh to get better. So I started to make up funny stories in which the protagonist was a clumsy mouse called Geronimo Stilton. He would get involved in all sorts of entertaining adventures, full of funny events and twists in the plot that children found really compelling." End quote. The first books were published in 1997 by Dami's own publishing company, Dami Editore, and in the year 2000 by Edizione PM. There were no English versions of the books, but that changed in February 2004, where Scholastic Corporation began publishing the English version of the series in the United States, and same with Sweet Cherry Publishing in the UK. In September 2009, an animated kids show based on the book series had its first episode broadcasted on TV, and I'll probably react to 1 or 2 episodes later on in the video to see how good it really was. Around that same year, Dami published a book series similar to Geronimo's, but this time it's more focused towards his younger sister, Thea Stilton, and her friends, as they embark on their own adventures. Unfortunately, the final episode of the animated series aired on February 2017, 13 years after the first English version of Geronimo Stilton was published in the United States. But Geronimo's popularity didn't seem to diminish anytime soon. As of March 2025, the time when the Wikipedia page was last edited, Geronimo Stilton's stories have been translated into 49 languages and have sold more than 180 million copies worldwide. Lots of people still buy his books to this day, it seems. Dami herself is a sucker for adventure, and it's no secret as to why that's the case. I did some digging on the internet and found out that Dami traveled around the world at the age of 23. Crazy, ain't it? Her biography on IMDb states she has climbed Kilimanjaro, done trekking in Nepal, ran a 75-mile marathon in the Sahara Desert, as well as 2 New York City marathons, and even done parachute jumps. It's no wonder that the stories in the Geronimo and Thea Stilton books are adventurous in nature. So now that we know the history of the Geronimo Stilton book series, let's get into the general gist of the characters themselves now, shall we? Now, I'm going to have to speedrun this part as to not make the video too long, so apologies if I leave out some details about the characters. Plus, after a bit of reading, the traits are a bit different in the books and in the TV show, so for the sake of simplicity, I'm gonna touch on their traits based on just the books, based on the official wiki. First off, it's pretty obvious. We have Geronimo Stilton himself, the main character of the series who writes stories based on his adventures. He works as the head editor and publisher of his newspaper company called the Rodents Gazette. And despite Geronimo's timid, lazy, and clumsy and shy personality, he's still a kind mouse who's still always willing to help anyone in need. While researching for this video, I came to realize that Geronimo and his sister Thea were both adopted while they were infants. What the f***? Although looking into the trivia section of the wiki states that according to the Giovanni Gero spin-offs, sorry if I butchered that word, both siblings had too big of an age gap to be quote-unquote adopted together as infants, with Thea still a baby while Geronimo was 12 at the time. Anyways, both siblings were adopted by William Shortpaws, Geronimo's grandfather, and their aunt Sweetfur. The wiki does also say that they don't know their biological parents, but that's a whole different story now. It's kind of sad that Geronimo got left with his baby sister at 12 years old. That's kind of sad. Oh my gosh. Next up is Thea Stilton, Geronimo's younger sister. And while I came to realize her name is actually pronounced as Tia with the silent H, here in the Philippines, that name is pronounced in the way I'm pronouncing it now. So apologies if it sounded like I mispronounced her name at first. Anyway, Thea is the polar opposite of her older brother. She is adventurous and daring, and Geronimo admires that. But Thea also respects her brother's intelligence and kindness. As the wiki says, they both love each other very much despite their differences. I wish I could say the same thing with me and my sister, though it's not as bad as you think, really. It's just some minor differences, but whenever we're just chilling, it's generally okay. Trap Stilton. Nothing much to say about him. He's Geronimo's cousin and childish AF. That's all. Next up is Benjamin Stilton. He's Geronimo's nephew, and Geronimo loves to tell his stories with him. And according to the wiki, Geronimo hardly says no to him because he's his favorite. And did I also mention that Benjamin's a tech geek? Heck yeah. William Shortpaws, Geronimo's grandfather, and the guy who adopted both him and Thea. Bro has that dad kind of vibe, mostly because Geronimo's as scared of his grandfather as I'm scared of my own dad. But if there's one thing that's similar in both cases, it's that deep down, they still love each other, which is great. I feel the same way towards my dad too, and I know he feels the same way towards me. Love you, Dad. Aunt Sweetfur, Geronimo's, aunt, it plays a nurturing role within the family. That's all I have to say about her. There are a bunch of side characters in the show, but then I came to realize that a few of them were actually not in the series up until a specific book in the series itself introduced them as a permanent part of the character list. So I'm just gonna skim through them as fast as possible. I also do want to read the books where these characters first appeared, so do stay tuned for future videos where I talk more about this series. Up first is Bugsy Wugsy, aka Pandora Spring in a TV show, who is Benjamin's best friend and would often tag along with him during the family's adventures. And according to the wiki, she first appeared in the book The Mummy with No Name. Next up is Petunia Pretty Paws, one of Geronimo's good friends, and she's also his love interest. She's also Bugsy's aunt. Hercule Sorry, I had a hard time pronouncing this name, since I started writing this. Hercule Poirot is one of Geronimo's best friends. I do not know this character, nor have I seen him yet, so I'm merely reading off the wiki in this one. They've known each other since preschool, and although Hercule likes to play pranks on Geronimo, they worked well together when teaming up to find a case. Professor Paws von Volt, an inventor whom Geronimo and his family met in the book The Phantom of the Subway. He was also mentioned in the author's note in Will Bite Your Tail, Geronimo, so I at least know what he looks like. And surprise, surprise, when you have friends, you also have enemies. Again, don't know all these characters, nor have I seen them yet, so reading off the wiki in this one again. And going a little off script here, I recording this voiceover right after I finished watching the TV series, or the TV show, at least a compilation of it, which you will get to later after this. So, at least I have an idea of what some of the characters look like, but not all of them, just the first one. So, anyway, the first is Sally Rasmussen, I'm sorry if I butchered that name, who is the spearhead of the Rodents Gazette's top competitor, the Daily Rat. Next is Shadow, Sally Rasmussen's sister, who made her name as a thief before currently working for the next enemy, Madame No. Madame No, what an original name. No, really, I'm unironically saying that right now. Anyway, Madame No is the owner of Ego Corp, what the heck. And she wants to own everything in the world, don't we all? And Geronimo would find her in the heart of a lot of incidents. I'm very curious to see how these antagonists impact the stories they're in. Maybe when I get to read the other books, I'll find out. And now the moment you have all been waiting for, me reacting to the TV show episodes. It's not really full episodes, it's more of just a compilation just to keep things short. So, roll the clip. Okay, so I just simply searched Geronimo Stilton on YouTube, and already there are a bunch of results here. The official English YouTube channel has over 70.1k subscribers. That's cool to see. Trap's baby. Trap's a dad now? That's amazing. Okay. There are a lot of crazy episodes here right off the bat, and this is making me all the more excited. So let's just randomly choose one here. Also, what a coincidence that I mentioned the 39 clues earlier in this video, and there is literally a complete audiobook in the search feed. What the heck? Okay, so I'm very curious to know what they sound like. So the last video is 7 years ago. That's crazy. 7 years ago. It's kind of sad to see the TV show already ending production in 2017. Like, all of these have a lot of potential. I am very curious to see if a production company decides to make like a reboot of this TV show. I would really want that, honestly. Though I do also hope that said production company won't butcher the Geronimo Stilton image, because I'll be damned if that happens. Like, seriously, I don't want something like that to happen ever again. Okay, after much consideration, I decided to just randomly choose between these first 3 rows of videos. I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm gonna choose. I clicked, but it doesn't open. What the? Okay, so the cursor pointed me to this episode called Thea in Danger. Or, it's a compilation? Hang on a minute. I need a full episode immediately. What the? Oh gosh, that's.
Oh no! We're trapped! And the computer's broken!
Okay. Okay, that's pretty interesting. At least I know what Benjamin sounds like. Okay, I do want to take a look at this little compilation for a moment. I'm not sure how long the actual episodes are.
Now it's brokener.
It's brokener?
Let's keep this match short. I've got a plane to catch. Yes, of course.
Dapper guy. Oh gosh.
How's it going?
The motherboard is fried. It can't be fixed.
Isn't there a fatherboard or brotherboard you can use instead?
Uncle G, there's no
Good
such
one,
thing.
mate.
Yeah, brotherboard. Nice one. I'm just trying to help. Uh-oh, the match is starting.
What are we gonna do?
Hello, I just realized that I did not switch to the multi-video mode. I am so sorry. Let's continue.
I got it. I'll play.
Oh no.
I usually don't see Geronimo in any other outfit aside from his green outfits and stuff. What is happening?
Why is everyone staring? The computer makes the first move. Oh!
Oh gosh.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. Just push my buttons. I don't know how I feel about that.
You should play Uncle G.
Against Rudolph?
Sure. You love chess. You're always playing it on your computer.
Can't do much worse than me. Just watch your buttons.
You tell me the moves, Unc. This time I'll control the arm.
Okay.
Sure, do it the easy way.
Let's see what's up.
Queen's pawn to d4.
Oh. I played a bit of chess, so not really much good at it, but at least I know the general rules of engagement. Oh. Oh. Whoa, okay, it's going up pretty fast there. Oh, he checkmated the guy. That's awesome.
My concentration was off. This doesn't count. Besides, it's just a machine. Oh.
I mean, I play against CPUs on Chess Titans all the time, so yeah. I guess you can count that as playing against a machine as well.
Uncle G, you did it!
Yes, I guess I did.
No, cuz, you did it! You beat Gary Gudoff!
Yes, the super brain of my BC1
Oh no, this is not gonna end well. Oh my gosh.
smarter than any human chess player.
I freaking called it! I freaking called it!
I beat Gary Gudoff. Yes!
What were you doing in my computer?
Playing chess against him. I was beaten by him? Impossible!
Impossible.
Me? It was not my BC1 who...
Sorry.
Oh.
Well, damn.
Hey, it's that kid I was telling you about.
I was right. He's the one who took the pawn we found.
We must leave. Go!
Why would Gudoff's assistant be looking for a chess piece back in New Mouse City? And why would he chase you for it? How many diamonds are stolen?
32.
32.
32 diamond?
32! That's it!
The heck?
Benjamin, alert the police. We've got to stop Gudoff.
Well, okay. Now, who in the world is that? Got some kind of superhero alligator? Living in the sewers? What the heck is that? Of course sewers are stinky, what the heck do they expect? But also, it's a grate. Like, the smell would have already leaked through the grate as well. Like, how are they reacting now after the grate is opened? It doesn't make any sense.
We're kidding. Synchronize watches. Let's touch base every 5 minutes or so. Ready?
I wonder if this is a different episode. It's like, this is a compilation in it. Oh gosh.
Quick, this way.
Whoa.
You? Gator Samaritan? Wait! Come back!
Oh, he's hiding. Okay, so his name is the Gator Samaritan? Oh! It's a reference to the Good Samaritan! Oh, okay. Okay, I love that. I love that reference. But also, makes sense, because bro's helping out around the town and stuff.
Tia, are you alright?
Yeah, just a little soaked. The Gator Samaritan saved me.
Oh, he always knows where there's trouble. He must have a radar brain with sonar hearing. Quick, he went that way.
How does he know that? Oh, no, 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 no. Don't fall, mate. Don't fall. You son of a gun.
Sally?
Where have you been? I thought I told.
Oh, wait a minute. Who's... Sally Rasmussen. Hey, is that... That's what she looks like? Oh, okay. She's... she's a lot more overweight than I thought.
You two hurry up. He came this way.
Oh, great, Geronimo. Wait a minute. Oh, Sally, you are brilliant. Give yourself a raise. Get down there and do your job.
Is the Gator Samaritan just being a fraud or something? I don't know. She was being pushed by Sally after all. I have my doubts. I have no idea what is going on here, so let's see. Oh gosh. What?
2 million copies sold out! Oh, this is the best-selling scoop in the history of the Daily Rat.
But, Sal,
Oh my gosh! The Gator Samaritan is a fraud! I'm sorry, I shouldn't be yelling like that at 9 in the evening. But, okay. I don't know how I called it, but at the same time, it's... Yeesh. I really want to see at least a full episode at one point, but for now, I think compilations will do for the time being. For the time being, okay? It's not available on Philippine Netflix for Pete's sake.
I didn't save him. I saved his sister.
Small detail, no one cares. Now, put that costume on and get back out there. We have to melt this while the iron is hot.
And I have a feeling that's Simon, Sally's sidekick, I think. Yeah.
No, I don't believe this.
Wow, you were actually saved by the Gator Samaritan.
No, he actually saved me.
And it's always the Daily Rat that gets the story.
Yeah, And Sally's reporters were right there when the Gator Samaritan showed up.
This story stinks. Come to think of it, I did notice an odd aroma when the Gator Samaritan landed on me.
Well, it wasn't me.
For once.
Smelled like cheap cologne. We need to unmask this Gator Samaritan to find the real truth.
Well, he is doing good. Maybe we should just leave him alone.
All right, who's with me?
Oh, 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 oh.
Oh. Is this a Tour de France in New Mouse City? Oh gosh. Oh, the classic drawbridge jump. Yes! She nails it! Well, okay. Why are the back markers always not so lucky?
It's horrible, horrible, I tell you. I'm all out of cheesy chips, but don't worry, old Track still got Parmesan pretzels.
Son of a gun trap.
Hey, Uncle G, isn't that Devin Blue's band?
Nice looking car.
Place for it?
Is something off? I don't know.
Oh, that's a nasty spill of razor just up.
Oh,
Looks like it's down to only 3 bikers. Devin Blue, Tia Stilton, and Stan Bravo. I don't see anyone around. Look, that's Jock's missing toolkit.
It looks like Devin's our man.
huh?
Didn't we just go through this?
I hope there's not a lake up ahead.
There's gonna be a lake up ahead.
Wait a second. If Devin's in the race.
Who's driving the van?
What? Geronimo and Benjamin got straight up kidnapped. What the frick? Damn it, Trap. I have a feeling that the leader of this bike race, Devin, right? Or I may have misremembered. Yeah, I think his name was Devin. It's the classic character villain secretly cheating in a competition only to get one-upped by the main protagonist of the episode. So, yeah, I understand this cliche, but it's pretty entertaining how a lot of TV shows would apply that cliche to their own episodes and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, Stan Bravo just got scrapped. Now it's between Devin and Tia. Why did we stop? Uh-oh.
What is it?
Looks like there's an old water tower right before the finish line. We gotta get out of here.
The toolbox? Yeah, the toolbox, mate.
That won't work.
Crowbar. Or a mini crowbar. There we go. Come on, stop him already. My gosh, it's taking forever. Oh, okay. He's gonna run him over? What the heck? That's a bit too extreme, ain't it? Oh. Oh. Now he's gonna get trash compacted. That's even more extreme. Oh gosh, look out. Oh! Oh, yeah, what a save!
That was amazing. That was astounding. That was
Come on, who's winning? Who's winning this one?
That was the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
Thanks, Benjamin. I never want to do that again. Now, let's get to the finish.
Yeah, no shit, mate. Look out, Trap.
And the winner by a tire is Tia Stilton and Team Salon!
Oh. Well, okay. We'll take that.
Congratulations! It's my great honor and flair to present you with the Cheddar Cup!
Thanks. It was a rough race.
The audio's a bit delayed, I just noticed.
Congratulations on a good win.
You're actually
Are you sure about that?
congratulating her?
Well, I may be a tough competitor, but I'm not a bad sport. She earned it.
But after all the planning and work I had to go through to get Anders to...
Oh my god. Sally, you fucking bitch! Okay, so in that quote I read earlier about Dami implementing crazy plot twists in her stories, that seemed to kind of carry onto this show as well. So consider me invested in the TV show. That's wild.
I mean,
What are you talking about? Anders was behind the sabotage. What? He was hired to do so by your sponsor, Sally.
I am appalled. I have no idea what you're talking about. Anders did
You literally just mentioned it.
What? I don't care where you're at or how bad it smells. You're fired!
Well, damn. Well, color me surprised. The TV show, or at least some clips of it, got me just as invested or in the TV show as the book series itself, if not even more in the book series as well. I will say they did very well in implementing the premise of Geronimo Stilton into the animated series. I don't know. I'm not a professional animator and stuff, even though I've literally graduated senior high with in the animation strand. But like, yeah, I do love the story so far. At least, again, the clips of it, because I can't find the full freaking episodes. I definitely will watch a full episode at some point. I just don't know how I'm supposed to do that. So I'm gonna leave this one on this note. So moving on to the next segment. Okay, before we move on to the second to the last segment of the video here, I want to point out that I never really dedicated a segment in the script talking about all the other versions of the Geronimo Stilton book series, as I've literally just written like a few pages ago. But anyway, here's my quick gist of the other versions. I actually have Will Bite Your Tail Geronimo right here. And basically, the Space Mice version of the book series is just Geronimo and his family in space in a ship called the Mouse Star 1. It looks like this. It's a huge-ass ship with lots of the amenities you would need. And heck, they even have like a natural biosphere at the bottom. Like, what the heck is this? That is genuinely insane. I mean, these are the fictional stories that Geronimo was talking about. Yeah, it does say here in the author's note. There's also the other two series, the Mice Kings and Cave Mice. I don't have books for it, so I don't really know what to say about them. But basically, in Mice Kings, Geronimo is in the medieval times, and he's a Viking-esque kind of character there. As for Cave Mice, it's basically the Croods or wait, what was that show again? Gosh, I can't believe I forgot that like one TV show in the past where like it's a family of cavemen. Okay, so I literally had to pause for like 15 minutes straight just to figure out what that other caveman family show was called. It was the Flintstones. My gosh, how the did I forget that? I'm so stupid. Anyway, Cave Mice reminds me of the Flintstones, so yeah, I spent 15 minutes just trying to get a simple answer. Gosh damn it. Alright, with that aside, while Geronimo's book series has been mostly the main focus of this video, I want to give a little honorable mention to his sister's stories as well. So, the basic premise of Thea Stilton is that she writes her own stories featuring her friends, right? Well, as it turns out, after reading more into the wiki, I found the context behind this series itself. So, to summarize what I've learned, Thea was the top of her class in New Mouse City and was invited to attend a prestigious college known as Mouseford Academy, where she graduated with top honors of her batch before working as a journalist and then currently the special correspondent of her brother's newspaper company, the Rodents Gazette. At one point, she was invited back to Mouseford by the headmaster to be an investigative journalism teacher, and there she meets the 5 girls that were featured in Thea's books, whom were known as the Thea Sisters, and Thea herself takes them in as her students and proteges. These 5 girls have had their own crazy adventures together, with equally crazy stories to tell, and that's where the Thea Stilton books are based on. I'll be honest, before I researched about the Thea sisters for this video, I first assumed they were somehow related to the Stilton family in a way, but then I found out, oh, the girls have their own surnames, so there's no way they're related to the Stilton family in any way at all. And I do want to thank the Geronimo Stilton wiki for enlightening me with the information I just shared in this segment. Hello YouTube, this is Future Paul here, and I'm actually halfway through editing the actual video right now, but then my my Thea Stilton book unexpectedly arrived, so I have my doubts. I don't know, it just feels thinner than what I remember seeing in the bookstore, so we're gonna find out if this is legit or not. I don't know, but it's only one way to find out. Seller was actually kind enough to like send me a picture of the book itself and then another picture where it's been packaged like this. So moment of truth. Oh, it's been bubble wrapped too. So 3, 2, 1. Oh, it looks like what illegal substances would be packaged like or something. Well, like it cleared through security, so there's no way this could be illegal substances. Or is it? I'm just kidding. It really isn't, I swear. And I'll prove it to you right now. Alright, here we go. Real moment of truth. 3, 2, 1. Oh, what the heck? Oh, okay. Oh, hang on. Let me bring the camera a bit. Alright, so we got Thea Stilton, everybody. So, this is the back. And I read the summary. They're in Brazil for the Summer Mouse Olympics. And yeah, I know the general summary. Okay, just a little note here before I actually go. Yes, it does say in the wiki that Thea took the 5 girls in to be her students and proteges. But like, it's much more elaborated here. So right here, and the girls liked me so much that they decided to name their group after me, the Thea sisters. So yeah, that's that's kind of the explanation about their group name. I genuinely thought it was, you know, just Thea and Geronimo's other siblings. That's what I genuinely thought. Okay, don't judge me for having that initial thought, because like, yes, and yeah, she decided to write about her adventures. So I'm gonna turn the page to read a fabulous adventure about the Thea sisters now, and I will see you guys later. Alright, so it has been, I think, roughly 40 minutes, but I have finally finished reading Thea Stilton and the Race for the Gold. And I will say, it was a very wholesome ending, honestly. It's very wholesome. And the best part is that I got to learn a bit about Brazil, just like this part here. I did not know churrascaria existed. It's a typical Brazilian restaurant where you can eat churrasco, or meat that has been cooked on a skewer over a grill. I mean, we have that here in the Philippines, but I guess they do it different in Brazil. I even get fact dropped here in this whole page, or this page right here. Welcome to Brazil. I mean, I do know a bit about Brazil, but like, it's nice to have a bit of a refresher while you're reading something. There's also a lot of cliches involved in this story, but as I've mentioned a bit in this video, or at least at one point in the reaction clip, I do love how some media takes these cliches and then make it their own kind of thing. And there's also this bit right here. Alright, so this page right here, I just realized that the Thea Stilton books were a lot more interactive than I thought. But as it turns out, it was mostly like this to help younger readers remember like the mysteries and stuff. Like, for example, who would steal the batons the team needs for training? I won't elaborate further, but that's all you guys need to know. And honestly, both of these are really good. Although one of them is, you know, fictional and stuff. Although at some point I would definitely get a regular Geronimo Stilton book just to, you know, catch a glimpse of what Bro's normal adventures in New Mouse City would look like. And yeah, I'm very excited for it. And so, with that being said, I give Thea Stilton and the Race for the Gold a 9 out of 10. As for Space Mice, or like this book in particular, I'll also give it a 9. So, off to the conclusion. I honestly hate having to leave a review in this state, but I guess I should blame myself for making a review for this while I'm still just down to 2 books in the series in general. But I'll say this again, if Geronimo Stilton got me hooked so much after reading just one book that I got way too excited and made a review early, then I'm very confident that the other books in the series are gonna get me more and more invested with each one I read. I'm a sucker for adventurous stories, and that's also one of the reasons why I find shows like Paw Patrol and The Creature Cases fun to watch. A lot of people my age, if not older, would probably go for a more mature and violent route in terms of adventure stories / movies. And while I myself am in on stuff like that sometimes, it's not really illegal for an older audience and people like me to just like a children's book series because it's entertaining to read. So if anyone wants to enlighten me more on the Geronimo Stilton series, and maybe even do some lore and theory talk and recommend some books for me to read next, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments down below, or maybe even join my Discord server, link down below. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to check out my main channel, Paw Aviation, where it's all things Paw Patrol and aviation. See you next time, and have a mouse-tastic day to you, dear viewers. It sounds better if Geronimo says it, I swear.